Asmongold is the leader of OTK, a streaming organization which has had more than its fair share of controversy lately, the most notable instances being with Mizkif and Rich Campbell. Their horrible behavior could effectively tarnish the image of OTK. So how does Asmongold react?
This is not drama. This is not getting canceled. These are crimes. I don't want people to go in and call this is drama. It's not f***ing drama. This is serious. It is as serious as it gets.
Yeah, it's about as serious as the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial.
This isn't an episode of Arrested Development. This is real life. Oh my god, this is real life. Yeah, it is.
In regards to OTK, Mizkif is on hiatus and Rich Campbell was asked to leave the organization. This is because Mizkif covered up the unwanted advancement onto another streamer perpetrated by a different streamer. In the case of Rich Campbell, he was the perpetrator of the unwanted advancement. I won't go into much detail because frankly, both situations are disgusting. What's important to know is that even though both of these cases happened about a year or two ago, we're just finding out about them. And that both of these cases went public due to external forces outside of OTK. That means that if OTK was aware of these incidents, they had no interest in going public with them. And we know for at least one of these incidents, Mizkif, a member of OTK, knew about the situation for 2 years. And you might think, well, it'd be silly to expect OTK to come forward with information that would be harmful to their brand. And that's my point. We are seeing the first signs of Hollywood-style corruption within Twitch for the sake of saving people's image. I mean, who would come forward when so much money and fame is at stake? And I'm not saying that to make fun of the victims, I'm saying it to highlight the environment of influence and pressure that Twitch has created, along with streaming organizations like OTK. Which is why Asmongold implies that you're not allowed to speculate on this because it's not drama, it's more serious than drama.
It's not f***ing drama. This is serious. It is as serious as it gets.
So what, a multi-million-dollar case involving scandal and violence is somehow not too serious to talk about, but instead an opportunity to stream and profit for weeks? And it would be perfectly fine to do that because it's entertaining, it's dramatic, just like the situation with OTK. And the situation with OTK is even more important to talk about. With the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, we already know that Hollywood is a cesspool. What we need is more transparency from Twitch and the major organizations operating within it. Not someone who pretends to claim responsibility for the horrible things his organization has done, only to leave less than 10 minutes later.
If anybody is in any way responsible for this, it's me. I knew Rich more than anybody else. If there's anything that you guys would like to see me do, I'm open for suggestions. I feel there's a part of me that feels a genuine sense of guilt. I can't answer 100 different questions. If you feel like something wrong, bring it to me. Bring it to me directly. Yeah, let me tank it. I can deal with it. I think that's about all I have to say. I'm not really sure what exactly I'm going to do today. I have no idea.
If you can't answer 100 questions, then maybe you could answer a couple. Taking responsibility usually requires taking some sort of action at the very least. I know Rich Campbell has separated from OTK, but that's not really Asmongold taking any sort of real responsibility or action. It's doing the bare minimum amount of damage control after the Mizkif incident for OTK. At this point, they need a proactive approach that doesn't involve cover-up. If you're going to take people's suggestions and take responsibility and tank it, then what does that mean other than ignoring the controversy for over a week? That is not what a tank does. That is what a rogue does. And while I don't have the time to watch a week's worth of Asmongold streams, if Asmongold did address the Rich Campbell situation again, then it wouldn't be hard to find a clip or an article or something to that effect. There was none. Looking back at the Mizkif situation, it seems there's a PR strategy emerging within OTK. Internal punishment, public remorse, radio silence. While she's not an OTK, it certainly worked for Maya. Let's talk about Maya for a minute, because she's guilty as sin. She helped Mizkif cover up the incident with Adriana Lee, but she got a fraction of the backlash that Mizkif did, if any. She made a case for herself, and while most people seem to believe it, there are holes in her story for sure.
as a woman, if this is your story, you should be able to tell it, right? I was fine with her, the twit longer, fine, right. She was going to write a twit longer. And I asked her if she thought that Slick raped her or assaulted her. And at the time, we agreed, or at the time, she said no. So I said, okay, could you include that in your twit longer then? All I went there for was to ask her if she had raped her. She said no. I asked her if she can include that. And that's like pretty much all that happened.
Let me get this right. The only reason why you went over there was to confront her about going public with this information? That is incredibly sketchy. It's even more sketchy when you remember that Mizkif was the one who sent Maya over there for the cover-up.
Did Miz explicitly give direction to you and Maya and whoever the fuck else was in that room to go to Adriana's house and to quote-unquote downplay the situation or find a way to save Slick's ass? Yes or no?
The answer to that is yes.
It's not like Maya's intentions were to console Adriana Lee. It was to do a favor for Mizkif and Crazy Slick. And if Adriana Lee didn't feel wronged by Maya, then why would she share the tweet that exposes Maya's actions in the first place? Once the story went public a little while back, Maya does the bare minimum to address the situation, takes about a month off, and then returns completely unscathed. I'm not one for cancel culture, but the fact that people seem to forget about this stuff so quickly is disturbing. Adriana Lee made a very important tweet regarding all of these situations. She's talking about Crazy Slick here, her perpetrator. He was protected for years, and people were afraid to go against him because of the monopoly that group had over Twitch. I'm so glad it's all finally coming to light. So, Hollywood-style nepotism, but with friends instead of family. This is the current environment that Twitch and other companies like OTK are currently breeding.
And just echo what, we said in our statement, is that we share in your disappointment.
We share in your disappointment. I don't think there has ever been a more corporate speak sentence in history. Like, hey, I know our corporation did awful damage to people and the platform, but hey, we already took accountability because we already feel just as disappointed as you do. We're just that righteous and noble.
I don't even want to talk about how it's made me feel, because I think that takes attention away from the actual people who are the victims here. It'll take me a while to get over this, but I will get over it.
Wow, how noble. Instead of bringing up his emotions, he brings up not bringing up his emotions. What a backhanded way to score sympathy. Talking about not talking about yourself is still, in a way, talking about yourself. Don't pretend that was for the victims, that was for your image. This comes across as disingenuous moral posturing. This comes across as rehearsed. I thought most people on YouTube and Twitch knew that the YouTuber apology has become cliche. It's a meme. It's become a trope. So when Asmongold pulls this straight out of the corporate textbook PR damage control move, he's effectively trading in his integrity for image. So, realistically, what can Asmongold do in this situation? OTK needs some kind of preemptive protocol and especially transparency. Because these cases took more than a year to go public, we can't know if there have been any cases like this in OTK since. And if nothing really changes, then it's inevitable. And if you think that's a preposterous assumption to make, let me ask you, did you think Mizkif was capable of doing the things that he's done? Did you think Rich Campbell was capable of doing the things he's done? Alright, that's gonna have to do it for this one. Shout out to the best subscriber squad in all of YouTube. I hope everybody has a wonderful day.
You have a situation like this and you go through every message, every interaction you have, and you always wonder, maybe should I have known something different, or should I have, been able to perceive some sort of thing, and there's just a lot of things that go through my head.
Don't make me a liar!